Happy full moon eclipse in Pisces, everyone. Today is our channeled message for this full moon in Pisces. And I don't know what's going to come through. It was definitely, one of my guides, but it's Dr. Francis. That's, it's a fractal of me. So it's like one of my spirit guides, but it's a multidimensional version of me. It's come through before. It's like this alien being that's a professor. And all I just saw was like this, he's a alien professor. And he, it's in this, like, if I never went to university, so the version in my brain that I think of is like this, it's like Oxford style, like in my brain, where, it's all these different species of aliens that go to like that universe, like he's sitting in the middle and like on the bottom, and then there's like all these stairs and seats that like are around him, and it's like old wood and all of that. And I just saw him being like, I'm going to channel today. I'm going to channel. And so when that happens, I see in this paradigm, all of you sitting down over YouTube and getting ready to listen to me and what channels come through in that capacity. And so I also see the very galactic screen that's been coming over here. Normally it's, my guides are over here, and then I have a past life or a quantum life over here. That's kind of like where I see what's happening for Dr. Francis. And then I have a lot of these galactic helpers. They're like helpers for USA, for the United States, since that's where I reside. And I think it was in the Libra equinox video where they were saying something that other people that are not residing in the United States can do to be helpful for the United States, or not even helpful for the United States, but helpful for the planet, is to find someone in your life that maybe has a different opinion or a different belief system than you do, that you can kind of like make amends with. Like if your neighbor flies a different flag than you, just be like, they're my neighbor, so obviously we have something in common. Because that's so helpful for the divide within the United States. And I think I timestamped that video. So it's like channeled message, channeled image. So that's coming. Today is Tuesday, and that's happening on Sunday is the Libra equinox. And so that's going to be like a God's Coddle. It's going to be 6 months from now. So I invite everyone to take a seat, and I'm going to ground. And please pause this video now. Do your own grounding, do your own bubbling, do your own whatever it is that you need to do. I set the foundation always that, and I'll ground myself, but just to let you know what I do is only the white light of God, I go directly to source energy, is allowed to come through. The messages that I receive are for the highest and greatest good for all involved and invested, with absolutely no harm coming to any. That is law in my practice. I always invite my guides to come in, and my intention is for you to connect to your guides, for you to connect to your galactic beings, your spirit family, your angelic family, your guardian angels, whatever language you have, whatever lens you view this information through. This is to unlock something within you. Just like Dr. Francis is a teacher, I am a guide for you. There are no living gurus on this planet. I'm guiding you towards your highest alignment, towards your authenticity, for you to be able to understand what works for you, what doesn't work for you, how to best understand what is happening within the spiritual realm, within, leadership, personal growth and development, within entrepreneurship, within the changing world. My intention is to offer you the most accessible information to help you whittle your own tools, put them in your toolbox, so you can go out there and be your most authentic self. So that's my intention for today, or always. That's my intention always. And so my intention for today is to offer channeled messages from spirit, from source, that can help during this eclipse portal, during this time period for my community, for my community's community, for our highest and greatest trajectory as a human collective, what it is that we need to see, understand, know, how can we best navigate this energy. There's so much coming through. So I don't know if it's going to be full trance. I doubt it. There's just so many different messages that are coming through. And as always, ask questions. Please ask questions and guide me. The Libra new moon eclipse that's coming up in a few weeks. If you have questions to help guide me and direct any of the beings, like anything at all, at some point I'll offer, live Q&As, but please feel comfortable to either comment them here on YouTube or to send them via email. My email address is always listed in the description. And I can ask galactic teams or my guides, but if you are keen to ask a question, know that it's not just for you, that someone else somewhere else could also benefit from that question. So please always ask. Always, always, always ask. So everyone, please find a comfortable seat, a comfortable location. Do your own bubbling work. Grounding is key. Grounding is key. To visualize your grounding cord, however big or small you perceive it to be, make it a little wider, and visualizing it going into the depths of this planet. Past the noise, past the light, past the darkness, into the unknown center. To the moment where it connects to the great center, where all grounding cords connect. Wait to feel the rush of connection. And visualize your grounding cord as a rope that becomes tighter and tauter, so you know that you are safe. Visualize the earth coming up around the lower area of your body and covering you as a child covers themselves in the sand, the beach on a bright sunny day. A bulb with just one part of your body up from the ground. Visualize a circle of divine light surrounding you, impenetrable. No harm come to any. An invisibility cloak that goes over your grounding cord, over your bubbled body, and cannot be seen. I'm safe to receive. I'm safe to be open to my guides. It is very much Dr. Francis and his students, which are universal beings from other areas of the planet, other areas of the universe, other areas of other galaxies, and different places and time periods, viewing this time period. It is now, but not now. They are fascinated by the time of what is going on. They were not allowed, they did not make the cut to be invited to the Earth School. To be a human on the Earth School is a mastery. It is the most profound experience for a soul to have the opportunity to be here for. It is not for everyone. Many beings, billions and billions and billions of beings did not make the cut, did not come to this planet. They desired to, but they did not make the cut. They're asking what it is like to be in human form. My brain is just like, it's a trip. It is a trip. We're experiencing the light and the dark, the good, the bad, a multidimensional paradigm hop of experiences. This is very wild. It's like they want to have a Q&A with me. So please comment below. They're showing me that the students that are there asking this version of myself are fractals of your own souls, fractals of your spirit team that are asking the you that's here now what it is like to be human. So please, community, comment below. What is it like to be human right now? What does it feel like? Comment below. What does it feel like to be human in this world right now? 3 words. 3 words. I'm asking them, what is it like to be galactic? What is it like to be them? The words that are coming through are, less. They want to preface the word that I'm about to say with emotionless. They don't have emotions in the same way that we do. The word that they're giving me is helpless. They cannot help the people on this planet without invitation. So it is needed that there is laws for this planet, that's the law of non-intervention. Your team, your angels, they cannot, your galactic fractions of your soul family cannot connect to you unless you invite them in. That is law for this planet. And they want to talk and help. A lot of beings want to talk and help. And they're showing me that your negative thoughts allow negative beings in, but you don't always think the positive thoughts, so you don't always invite the positive angels in. Setting your intention for the day is not just a spiritual language. It is not just a leadership language. It is a galactic language. It is a universal language. It's the butterfly effect. So they're saying a lot of the times it feels helpless, non-emotionless, helpless. They're there and they want to be helpful to you and co-create with you and be in conversation with you. Let them. Find safe ways. Find safe ways to connect. They're like, Sarah's protocol is a free digital download. It's just like the beginnings of bubbling and safety. That could be a place to start for doing that before you do. It's a free video. And you're doing those things before you. And then my video, the connecting to interdimensional safety is key. So those are 2 free videos, 2 free options for you. They're completely pushing past this connection and they want to continue. This was a very fascinating thought that had come into my mind before I started, which was, why do you spend your money on things that you spend your money on? Why do you, they showed me this, I always ask before videos, like why, what is the most important thing that we need to hear? What is the channel going to be about? And like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 different things. We'll see what comes through, but it was, why do you spend your money on the things that you spend your money on? Why is it that you do the things that you do? What are your values and what are your standards? And why do you go to the places that you go to? And why do you think the thoughts that you think? And why do you do like why do you stand the way that you stand? And very much like I'll give an example. I've seen in my life tall women that will stand like this because they maybe were told at a certain time, like, you're too tall, you're gonna, intimidate the boys, or, you're just, instead of, standing tall, wearing high heel shoes and just being, we all have a reason for standing or doing the things that we do. And they're showing me, like, you have standards for, organic food, and then you go to Whole Foods, or you go to the local place, or, why you do go to the local place, why you don't go to the local place. Looking at the why, it's very much in, my marketing people, comment below on this one. Like, people don't buy a product the way that they buy the story. They buy the way that it makes you feel. That's one of the, one of my favorite speeches, Jim Carrey's speech, the 2014 Maharaji University of Management commencement address, Worth Your Time. He said, the greatest currency that you have on this planet is the way that you make people feel. That's the greatest currency that you have, truly. And it's when you buy a product, when you buy something, and, I walked into the gym today, and it had been a while since I'd been there. And I saw, someone I used to work with, and I was carrying my shoes, I was carrying my sneakers, and they're Nobles, and I love the brand. And the first night I was like, hey, how are you? She goes, I love your sneakers. I love your sneakers. Like, they look so cute. Like, I've heard great things about that brand. And, neither of us know anything about the owners, about anything, about that. It's going to, like, the power of why, the Simon Sinek language. So why do you spend your money on the things that you spend your money on? Why do you, it's very much the way of the world is you speak with your dollar, you speak with your card, you speak with the way that you invest in this world. How do you want it to be experienced? The going to the, it's just here, so I'll buy it type thing. What you ingest, what you watch, what you allow to be ingested, what you allow, like your input, export, input, what am I trying to say? I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you're in and you're out, like that type of stuff. So it's like what you receive and then what you give. It's very much like, they're showing me the money mindset, and a lot of us are really stepping into that and really stepping into understanding what is money for you. Yeah, what is that, dollar? What does that what does currency mean to you? Is it time? Is it, money? Is it, the energy? Like, what is your, I want to like input. Why can't I think of the word exput? I don't know. Output. Thank you. Okay, I wish you could see my view. I've got like 3 different screens open with dozens of galactic beings, my angels and spirit team, all in this room. And they're all just like, you take your time. You take your time. Yeah, that's fine. You take your time. You take your time. So the galactic beings for the United States, they just raised their hand, and so I'm going to really connect to them. And this is something that, I follow the really incredible work of, I reference the people that I ingest, Ann Tucker's angelic language, Pam Gregory. I watch her videos after I've recorded mine to make sure that I'm never, just regurgitating that, but I love the sound of her voice and I respect her work. Emilio Ortiz, Just Tap In. I really appreciate that podcast. Elizabeth April definitely has helped awaken me in many galactic ways. I don't attend, the GFL meetings anymore, but for a very long time I did, and that was really powerful. I feel as though a lot has unlocked within me, and that, that being still does unlock a lot of things in me, so I respect all of their work. there's something that, again, highlighting the work of Ann Tucker, is talking about money and where you put your money and how you keep your money safe. And it's something that, she speaks to a lot, talking about, pulling your money out of the bank so you have currency to buy food or, have gas in your car. And I mention it kind of on an aside because I never want to say fearful things or be, in any way fear-based. But the intention is water, food, gas in the car, and paper money. That's what there's like: water, food, gas in the car, paper money. And they're saying like an exit strategy, as far as they're showing me this image of like when I was growing up, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have anything, but there was a tree in the backyard that we just basically knew if anything in the world was to go wrong in my family, all of us would just meet at that tree. Like everyone would just get to that tree. And that was it. That's literally all we said. That's all we did. Anything was to go wrong, we can't get in touch with anybody. There's an emergency on the planet. You just go meet at that tree. And it was that's just all we knew. And that was it. So whatever is the simplistic way for you to have that tree, and also identify who you're meeting at the tree. They want to highlight, because I'm the only one meeting at my tree. So if you are, with yourself and you don't have that VIP group, just know that you're not alone, but have a plan. Have a plan as to, okay, I know that I have food at home. I know I have water at home. I know I always keep a full tank of gas in the car. I have a life straw just in cases. And, they're saying hullabaloo outside, and so I'm just going to close the blinds and I'm going to stay home and I'm just going to have cocoa. And they're highlighting, the lights are on, you have what it is that you need, and you don't have to worry about the things that you think that you have to worry about, but your basic needs are being met. They're also saying, and this isn't for everyone, look to your neighbors. There's only a few of you that have very specific quarrels with your neighbors, they're saying. And just, if you're next door neighbor and you have a difficulty, they're showing me a dog with its tail between its legs, and they want you to put the tail back up, go over and be like, hey, I'm sorry. You don't have to, it's not about your pride anymore. It's about just saying, what's in the past is in the past, but I respect you as my neighbor. If you ever need anything, come right on over. Like oh my God, did anyone ever see the movie Kicking and Screaming, where like Mike Ditka's the next door neighbor and they're throwing the leaves on the other side? It's like, just make friends with Mike Ditka, and you don't have to be friends, but just put up a white flag if that is possible for you. And if they're not willing to receive that, just apologize. Just apologize. For your role, just say, hey, I really acted out there. We live next door to each other. I really don't want you to ever be without food, without water, without health and wealth and a happy family and, food on the table. I don't wish that for you. And so there's no one at this table here and now that would wish that on a neighbor or wish that on anyone. But a lot of you just said, like, Sarah, this world right now, a lot of people wish that, but it's not you. So don't focus on that. Do you know what I'm saying? Someone out there was just like, yeah, but some people wish death. Some people wish this on others. That's not you. That's not you. I might just do a whole personal video on my trip to California and back, because I literally, like, so many people, and I haven't traveled since 2019, were like, careful of this, be careful of this, be careful as you're going to Los Angeles. Oh my God, this, that, and the third. I had the most beautiful time. Every single person that I connected with was lovely and wonderful and compassionate and spoke from I statements. Uber drivers, people at the hotel, random people, everyone at the conference, every person on the flight, every, person that worked for the airport, every person I met at the airport, every single person, save none. Every single person that I met was vibrant and compassionate and happy and grateful and every person, every single person. And I went to Los Angeles, California in September 2024 from Boston. And when I came back to Boston, every single person. And so a lot of people can have preconceived notions of Los Angeles as well as of Boston. Truly. I met someone in line waiting to get a book signed. I'll say this and then I'll go back to everything that we're talking about, that, you know, she was standing next to someone. We're all in a very crowded auditorium. We're waiting to get our book signed. Really, it's just everyone's everywhere. And this person said something that was very like, you know, when people are mindful, but then they use phrases that are, let me rephrase. I wasn't there for the situation, but you know how people are throwing around words like narcissist and, you know, I'm not people pleasing anymore. And that gives me the opportunity to like stab you with a hot iron. And this person just very gently was just like, don't make my Boston come out, because she will. And we don't want that. Nobody in this room wants that. And so I found that to be so, you know, I'm sure LA has that. Boston, we have that. Like, nobody wants, you know, Aries Sarah before her healing era. Nobody wants that. She's, you know, I'm doubly run by Mars and Saturn and Pluto. Aries Sun, Cap Moon, Scorpio rising. So it's like, nobody wants that. That's no good. Nobody wants that. So I'm sure we have those, but you know, like I've said before, anger is a very powerful tool. It's a machete that, y'all, we don't need to cut vegetables with that machete. We can just leave it there, and when you need it, it's there. The galactic beings are like, and that's why we got to the tree. Okay, Sarah. So have a tree, have an exit strategy, have a plan with your family that, you know, if anything was to ever happen, you have a safety word with your family. You know, I won't go into the whole story of like the AI word of like, we have your child, like have the safety word, have the Harry Potter, like, where were we the first time, you know, what did, you know, that Dumbledore thing, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm gonna take a sip of water. And that screen's gone. I'm probably going to go and timestamp these because this one is from the angels. It's a little bit darker. And so I'm just going to give you the opportunity to just skip over this one if you don't feel as though that you're in a space to receive maybe some heavier information. I'm just going to give you that opportunity, and we'll see what the next channeled message is. And so this was weeks ago. The other day I was just having like a lazy Sarah day, and I was watching the movie Constantine, and there's so much to say about that. I know, please don't judge me. I've seen it numerous times, and you know when you need your inner teenager to just like, I was placating my inner teenager, so I was watching some nostalgic movies. I know, I'm aware, I know, please don't judge me. And so I was watching Constantine, and it dawned on me that there was a post-credit scene that I had no idea. I'd never seen it before. And so the post-credit scene was basically like, it was, you know, John Constantine going to Chaz's, and I'm about to spoil the movie, the ending, so please, if you've never seen that movie and you don't want to, or if I'm about to spoil the ending. So at the very end, the end post-credit scene, you know, John Constantine comes up to Chaz's gravesite, and he puts the lighter on it because he's, you know, has his reprise coming, and he walks away, and Chaz is an angel, and he sees him with the wings, and he just like, it's literally just see him with the wings and like the bright eyes, and then he flies away. So our egos can basically get very involved for good reason. We're humans, and it's, we experience emotion. So this is not something, a lot of souls on this planet are guardian angels. A lot of souls on this planet are guardian angels. So this is what I'm about to get into. And so if you can feel that, and this is not your information, just go ahead. The angels are so beautiful. Like, their wings are so, I just have like a room of angels right now, and it's just so powerful and so exceptional. And just so that know that, oh my gosh, they're showing me the energy of Bob Proctor. And I was, for a moment, devastated when Bob Proctor left this physical plane. But it was Bob Proctor, so he had, you can watch more Bob Proctor now than you could probably when he was alive. He had prepped everything. He knew his death was coming. All was well. And within probably a few days, I could tap into the energy of Bob Proctor's soul and really listen to him and really learn from him. And, he's a, manifestation person, mindset person. And so just definitely check out Bob Proctor. And so there was no, for me personally, there was, a little bit of sadness. And then I was like, oh my God, you can connect instantaneously now to Bob Proctor. And so it was very much the relationship that I had with that teacher became closer, because I do this work, and I'm aware of this language. And so I was able to connect closer to that soul because he wasn't in physical form anymore. They're showing me the power of Yeshua and Christ consciousness, where we know that, Yeshua is not coming back in human form. Christ consciousness is within us all. This is, 5D, unity consciousness, Christ consciousness, all the exact same thing. All the exact same thing. And so it's Yeshua saying, like, see how you can connect to me? Because, I have a whole video on like why Jesus is not coming back in human form, because it's like, there's not going to be a day that you have to like fly to a place, pay money, wait in line to be with this being that can heal us all. Like, my Yeshua would come and hang out, and he would want to see my life, and he would want to, come with me to the grocery store, and I would introduce him to my friends. Yeshua for you is going to look a lot different, but that's why he's within us. He's here with us, but not in human form, because that would create hierarchical type of, the ones that can pay the most amount of money get to be the closest in line. You know what I mean? So with that all being said, those are lenses that we're viewing this through, which is, there are a lot of guardian angels that are physically on this planet right now that will be 3, 4, 5. They're like months, years, between the next 3 to 5 months, years. The angels don't understand time. It is so hard to talk to them about time, because they're like, all's well. And, we came here as human beings, as masters of our souls, to feel physical, mental, emotional experiences, love, pain, sadness, health, wellness, wealth, poverty, mindset. We came here to experience all those things, but the emotions of the human experience are so massive. Show of hands, who's like, are feelings so feely right now? Like, feelings are just so feely, good, bad, negative, up, down, side to side, doesn't matter what it is. I'm like, I'm feeling this flower. Like, I'm just viewing this flower, and I'm like, oh my God, that was a consciousness that came to experience, to be this flower. It was so huge. So the angels are just giving a thumbs up. They're like, that's probably enough. In the toolbox, I have, death is different nowadays, and, how to prepare for the moment that the human is going to die. Those are two, again, check your mental state before watching those, and just be within the most aware, sovereign space. And really, it's okay. Just like emotions are emotions. If you're not feeling the proper emotion to watch the thing, then it's obviously not the right time to watch it. They're saying, next. okay, this is the channeled image that we've been getting for a little bit now, where it's like people fighting over that line and then people building the earth over here. I'm just seeing rain on top of the whole thing, and on top of, the ones that are building this new world, and the ones that are still in division over here. I've been talking about this channel mass image for a while. Definitely, I think September 2024, the snap video, there's just basically that the old world, there's a red line, and then there's two, groups of people that are fighting, and all they're saying is, I can't believe you're on that side of the line. I can't believe you're on that side of the line. It's just division. And then over here, it's people just having picnics and rebuilding their world, being like, I like coffee, you like tea, that's so cool. Oh my goodness, what else do you like? And people are just having open conversations and speaking from I statements. And so they're just showing me rain over the whole thing, and then snow over the whole thing. And then they're showing me that they're showing me the people that are on either side of the line, and they're standing out in the rain and standing out in the snow, and they're screaming at each other. And then all of a sudden they get cold or wet and they just go home. They just took a shower and they're looking in the mirror. They've washed the world off their face. And they're having this profound moment of they're seeing how angry their face is, but then they look down at their watch, they're like, wait, I'm that old? I've just been fighting this whole time? I don't want to fight anymore. And then the next day they just don't show up for the fight. They're home, they're just in their homes. And they just keep not showing up. They keep not showing up. They're not yet ready to go and socialize with people and be happy-go-lucky and be like, oh my God, you like coffee? I like tea. They're still very much in there. Now they're showing me both sides. Everybody just being, at home and just saying, okay, it's winter, it's hibernation, and they're going to show me the southern hemisphere right after this, because we're going into fall, autumn, winter soon in the northern hemisphere. So they're going to show me the southern hemisphere right after this for my Melbourne people. And everybody just being at home and making soup and journaling. And a lot of people after this winter are going to feel so different. Do some 6-month journaling. We'll talk about that more on the new moon eclipse. There'll be more manifestation time. But right now, go into your Rocky montage. Definitely go into a hermit mode. And I'm doing the same. And just be like, I want to become, like I said at the end of my Monday video, what is your big dream that comes to you during this time period? And then you don't know how to do it. Amazing. That's good. I want your dream so out of your reach that the only way that you can accomplish it is to become the person who can figure it out. That's it. That's it. Team, hire a coach, hire a healer, hire a shaman, whatever it may be. Doesn't matter. There are so many people that are, health coaches, wellness coaches, all of these things. There are tons of information for free. I have days of Sarah on my YouTube channel alone. This is all donation based. And so for my southern hemisphere people, as you go into spring and summer, you might feel a lot more sensitive to other people's energy than you thought that you were. You might have had a lot of really profound moments during your winter time, during your hibernation time, that you're like, whoa, I can't even resonate with this person. Like it might become nails on a chalkboard for you. Honor that, really honor that, and do a little bit more bubbling work, do a little bit more like, try to stay in your humming, try to stay in that space as often as you can. And just let that be an energetic like message to you. Like when you're getting ready for work, be like, I'm just going to listen to nails on a chalkboard for 8 hours a day. Be like, maybe not. Maybe just say being grateful for what you're grateful for and not being grateful for the rest. Yeah, saying I'm really grateful for the financial freedom that this job offers me, but I'm so excited for the day where I get paid to do what it is that I love. Totally different. Totally different. And remember to come back to being with yourself once a day in meditation or even just in your shower, just to say like, who am I? What are my values? And match your values with the people around you as often as you can. And just be aware when that doesn't match. And it could be just, oh, you're not a VIP, you're an acquaintance and I love you. You can have many subtle levels, what movie, anybody, of people in your life. The last message that they want to give is that your brain is a 3D printer. You needed that reminder that your mind is limitless and it is a 3D printer. So when it comes to, this is a phrase that I learned when, I was having intrusive thoughts all the time, anxiety, depression, all of these things. You are not your first thought. You are your second thought and first action. At the Summit of Greatness, there was something that David Goggins was doing, a Q&A, and it was so powerful. He was talking about, someone asked, like, how do you not listen to that voice in your head that says, you're, fat, that you're not worthy, that you can't figure it out, that you can't do this, that blah, 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 blah. And he goes, you make a new voice, and then you listen to the second one. And you say, you shut up, I can do this. I'm not going to listen to you today. I'm showing up to the gym. I'm not going to listen to you today. I'm going to put down my phone. I'm not going to listen to you today. I'm going to do this. And it touched my heart. It really touched my heart. Like I went to the Summit of Greatness for Dr. Joe Dispenza, whom was the first speaker, and the last speaker was David Goggins. And I have to admit, I was like, this is an ultra marathon running Navy SEAL. Like that's, what do I have in common with this person? And so the second day I said, I'm so excited to be surprised. And he caught me so off guard. He hit my heart immediately. And so there's a moment where they started with like push-ups. They're like, we're going to do 25 push-ups. And he went way past 25. And so Lewis Howes and David Goggins are doing push-ups, And Lewis is getting winded and he's getting tired. And, he spreads his legs out but what David did that like, my leaders will get this. I got this instant, I started crying. He slowed down and he waited for Lewis. And then every time Lewis did a push-up, he did a push-up. And then he waited. And he waited and he matched him to inspire him. It wasn't competitive. He set the standard to show that people can. I was bawling my eyes out. Literally. A true leader is just at the front with a machete saying, I'm spearheading the way so that you know that it can be done. And it was true when he sat down and, Lewis has a towel and he's like, okay. And David Goggins was like, yeah, people have a judgment about me. And I had a judgment. I was like, I thought he was so far outside of I had, put him on a pedestal. He was like, I'm a person. I used to be a few hundred pounds. I used to eat donuts and hate myself and hate everything about, I was useless, I was worthless, I was this. I don't have my journal in front of me, but there was something that he said that I'm going to butcher it. Where it was like, when it comes to judgments, when you're trying to do something that's never been done before, or you're the only one in your community that has this growth mindset that's trying to, do something that's so bigger than yourself, and people are like, you can't do that, or why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? It's like, I'm not weird. I'm not different. I'm just not you. I'm no better than you. I'm just different than you. I'm just not you. So what I'm trying to do doesn't have to do with you. You do you. You're in your own lane. You're in your own race, your own arena. But what I'm doing, I answer my call and I'm going this way. But don't look at my lane. Focus on your lane. And it hit. It hit. To bookend this event with Dr. Joe and then David Goggins, oh my God. But true leadership is being at the front. So you judge me as much as you want to. You can, whatever it is, the man in the arena. But I'm answering the call. I'm going to do this for me, because at the end of the day, when I wash the world off my face, oh my God, there's another speaker. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. Cody Sanchez, I want to say. If I'm butchering that, I'm sorry. But she's like, you tell the God of your understanding at the end of each day, I am wrung out. I've given it all. I've tried my absolute best. This is all I can do. I've done it. And sometimes those days, like I said, when I was watching Constantine, those days where I did my best was being on the couch and placating my inner teenager, because I needed to do that. I needed to tell the internal team inside of myself, I've got you. You need a day to rest? I've got you. Your inner child, I've got you. You don't have to figure anything out. You don't have to worry about this. But when you need a day, and those are some of the most important days. For my productivity people, I'm right there with you. But when you try to be productive and days where your inner child or your inner teenager is screaming, you just have to delete that work anyways. The only thing that I can do on full moon days is this. Because I'm half in one world, half in another. That's it. This is much longer than I expected to be, so they're saying that's all for today. What questions do you have for me? What questions? That was so much fun. Fun's a strong word, I know, but I love channeling. I love offering this to you. I have so many people to respond to, and I apologize. I'm getting back to everyone today, tomorrow. Probably not. I will do my best today. I will try my absolute best, and tomorrow I'm back as Work Sarah. Few changes that I've instantly made. I'm moving my blog from Substack over to my website. So the link to my website is below, and the blog has its own tab, its own page. So my Monday article is on my website, on my blog. I'm going to be writing over there from now on. No issues with Substack whatsoever. Literally, it's so easy and so user-friendly. I couldn't, if that's your way, that's your way. But to be able to be the owner of everything that I have, this makes sense to my brain. So that's the first implementation that I'm putting into practice right away. So the article that would have been on Substack is over, and it's all free. I'm not charging for any of that. All that's free. They're not giving me any more, y'all. That's it. Please, email address is listed below. If you're keen for a one-on-one session, all of the I'll put together, and I've mentioned this for a while, soon, an introduction to my YouTube channel so you understand a little bit of what's going on here. Whereas every new moon and full moon, I have my introduction, all signs reading, and the channel message. That's kind of my workshop. It's how like those 3 videos come together, and that's whichever way, whether it's very personal growth and development, whether it's astrology, or whether it's channel messages. That's kind of the 3 different ways that I receive and give information, and so you have all those 3 videos to understand the new moons and the full moon. The astrological starter kit, that link is below. If you're very new to astrology, you can understand where to release or manifest for each of these new moons and full moons. The why astrology is such a helpful tool video, I think that's in the toolbox. That could be for you to understand this. It helps with mental health. And dream big. Dream big. I want you to be so intimidated by your dream that you have no idea how to figure it out. I love you.